What's going on, everyone? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is our weekly retro Sunday Night Heat review show. I'm your host, Corey Smith. I'm hanging out in the Diamond Studio, a.k.a. my bedroom, and I am joined via Zoom chat with my main roster mate, like I said, somebody who followed WWF around in the late 90s as much as the Oddities. You probably hung out in their van from show to show.
Oh, for sure.
Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How is everybody out there in the interwebs doing, and how are you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm doing pretty well. We got a whole lot. I think, I'm doing good. I don't know why. I think I just drank too much coffee right before the show.
Yeah, me too.
In jitters. But nonetheless, this is our weekly Sunday Night Heat review show because Sunday Night Heat happened today, 22 years ago. And I mean, that's pretty cool. We're keeping it going. We're 4 weeks strong. Well, technically 3, but 4 episodes strong now each week. And this took place on what was the date? The 23rd. Now
23rd.
I gotta look at my calendar. I don't know what today's date is.
8/23/98.
There we go. 8/23/98. And I mean, let's just hop right into it. Before we get into all of that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at CWR415 Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Click the notify button down below. Just follow us anywhere because we post a lot of cool stuff on social media that with current day wrestling. We don't just review Heat. We have
your latest news.
News
reports.
B show, which me and Michael Vergara, we review NXT and AEW Dynamite.
Current pay-per-view results immediately after the pay-per-view.
Yeah, because like this whole, I mean, and not to date, but there's just, without dating it too much, there's so many shows this weekend. I think there's like 4 shows we put up this week altogether. Mm-hmm. So guys, go check it out. SoundCloud.com/City Wrestling Radio, Apple, Castbox, Spotify. All those good stuff. Check it out, like it, love it, gotta have it. All right, now let's talk about Sunday Night Heat, shall we?
Let's.
All right, we kicked it off. We are in week number 4 of Shane Watch. Shane is still on commentary, although we don't get the big dramatic entrance that we used to have with him before. Before it would cut to him at the beginning of the show. Hi, I'm Shane, and this is my friends, or these are my friends.
Did they introduce the friend this week?
They didn't even introduce her. I mean, we saw a clip of her later, and I wanted to get to know her better. I wanted to know her character, what she's all about. Why is she with Shane? Is she somebody that Shane paid for the night, or is she just a good friend? Was like, hey, I'll go with you to the show, Shane. Don't worry. We don't know.
Yeah, maybe she was a Russian model this week that didn't know English, so we couldn't get to know her.
It could have been, but we don't know. We don't know. We can't sit here and make it up. So we kicked it off with our first match of the night, though. The Oddities.
Remember them?
Versus Southern Justice. And first off, the Oddities WWE Network theme song, dubbing over, it's so bad. It is like this song that is like, you hear like a guitar riff and a hip hop beat, and then you just hear like random like noises like whistles and like that whistle where you're like
slide whistle.
Yeah, the slide whistle. You hear a slide whistle, and I'm just like, what? And okay, so if you don't know, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get hit with another copyright claim. They used to come down to Insane Clown Posse, and
because they were part of the group.
Exactly, and the song. Okay. I never liked Insane Clown Posse ever in my life. The only time I ever did was during this moment when I'm like, who are these guys in wrestling? Okay, I guess they're kind of cool. Wrestling, it was just because of wrestling. And that's the only song I've ever liked of theirs. And to see the Oddities come out and to not hear Insane Clown Posse kind of bummed me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. They were in ECW too, right? Am I wrong about that?
Not the group. I mean, maybe all separately. Or maybe later. I don't know if they all went later. I don't think so. I mean,
I gotta look
ECW and WWE had a lot of cross promotional stuff.
Yeah, they meshed a lot of their stuff together.
Of Jerry Lawler was known to show up on ECW TV. Paul Heyman showed up.
ECW did like 3 invasions.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did more invasions. They're just like ECW's here again, guys. Just we got a locker room for you guys this week. Just go ahead and take that one. It's fine.
Do we never lock the doors back here? What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Let's see. So then out of nowhere, The Rock comes out and then just like puts a ladder on the stage and leaves.
Dude, it was really weird because I thought I missed a huge chunk of the show. I'm like, what happened? Did the oddities just disappear? Did WWE Network cut it? What's going on?
Oddities and
because when oddities came in, they went to commercial.
Yeah, and
then when they came back from break, it was
The Rock. It was The Rock
Yeah.
putting the ladder up on the ramp. And if you don't know this, he was challenged for the Intercontinental title for a ladder match against Triple H. It's going to happen technically next week. 22 years ago. So 21 years and 51 weeks ago today that happened, which we will be reviewing SummerSlam 98 next week. So guys,
which on paper sounds pretty good so far.
It's actually the highest buy rate for a SummerSlam ever.
Is that so? Well, this is peak Monday Night Wars.
Oh, peak at the peak of the summit. Okay. So let's see. Kurgan and Knight start this match. You remember Kurgan? Yeah, he was. I
remember, but I don't remember names. I was like, oh,
I had to look up all their names. Kurgan gives Knight a slow-looking clothesline, landing tag to Golga. Do you know who Golga is?
Yes, Mr. Earthquake himself, John Tenta.
There you go. That is correct. Which him wrestling in sweatpants and a t-shirt, I was like, how comfy is that? Is it comfy or is it just completely restricting? That's what I
would say. Yeah, I would think it would be comfy.
Yeah, but
I tried doing yoga in like a t-shirt and sweatpants, and it wasn't working out very good. No, it's too loose, too in the way.
I don't think Golga was doing yoga. No. I'll be quite honest. It's funny, and looking back at him, I'm just like, yeah, that's Earthquake. Like, but you know what? All his moves, I'm just like, that's Earthquake.
Yeah, but he was thinner.
Was he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or was he thinner when he was like the Shark Boy in WCW?
Oh yeah,
I think he was like.
I think he was thinner then.
But that was after Earthquake, so he got the. I don't. Anyways, Golga, like I said, I never understood his character, and I guess I never should overthink the oddities, because at the end of the day, I don't know if they were all like trying to be like. They were just like special, right? Or were they like drug addicts? Because I always got like this kind of like. And I don't want to say they're drug addicts, but I felt like their character was like this, like people you just see like randomly hanging out in an apartment complex somewhere, all tripping on like cough medicine.
Okay, I'll tell you what I thought back then and what I think now.
Okay.
So back then, I thought they were like circus freaks, the oddities. Come check out the fat guy. Come check out the world's tallest man.
Yeah, but you had like Luna Vachon playing like this like over hyper like. I felt like her character, they were like, go out there and be 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Act like you're 5, but also know how to wrestle.
Yeah. So you know what impression I get from them today?
What's that?
You remember the Thomas Jane Punisher?
No. Jog my memory.
Thomas Jane Punisher, the first Punisher.
Okay.
Movie.
From like the 80s?
Yeah, with Rebecca. No, not the 80s. 2000s with Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, and John Travolta.
Yes.
Yeah.
The oddities reminded me of the people that lived in the hotel that the Punisher lived in. So yeah kind of like losers, outcasts, drug addicts, just alcoholics.
But they're kind of like have this family mentality amongst one another, kind of looking out for each other. Mm-hmm. And they were actually super over. Like everybody in the crowd was dancing when the oddities came out. Everybody. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Knight slams Golga's head into the turnbuckle, but Golga proves he is impervious to pain and slams his own head into the turnbuckle multiple times. Cannonberry barely gets Golga up for a suplex, and then we get our weekly introduction to Dustin Runnels making his walk through the crowd with a sign saying he's coming back. We don't know who he is, but he's coming back. I don't know if that was a good Dustin Reynolds impersonation or terribly bad, but
it was pretty bad.
Okay,
but I'm not gonna doubt you for it.
Anyways, Golga hits the big Golga splash tonight, and Canterbury. Okay, so he hits a big. It was to Canterbury, or was it tonight? No, it was tonight. Sorry.
Does it matter?
It does. It does. To me, it does. Okay. It's Southern Justice. This is a prestigious tag team. Mark Cannonberry and Dennis Knight. So there was
to fix my notes. I got them under Southern Comfort.
Their Golga hits the goal. It was just a big body slash to the corner, and Knight hawks this big loogie. And I only noticed this because a couple of weeks ago, it was disgusting. Spit all around the place, and then all of a sudden, Shane, the son of Vince McMahon, says, "Oh, look at that big old loogie he just spit out. That's disgusting." Which leads me to believe I was absolutely right about Vince talking to them and saying, if you spit in my ring that many times again, you're fucking fired. You know, I can't say for sure. Wasn't there. I was only 11 years old at the time. But to me, that's what it seems like.
Oh, somebody was mad in Shane's earpiece, and it was Daddy.
Or Shane was like, I want to make sure somebody sees this. Like, I want to make sure Dad sees this.
You think he snitched on him? Dad, he's spitting again.
It could have been. Could have been.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, you're right.
We have a reverse DDT to Golga. Kurgan breaks up the count. Luna Vachon gets in the ring and jumps on Cannonberry. So technically,
why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's an oddity. Yeah.
Yeah. It's DQ. Southern Justice technically wins. I give this match a 3 out of 10. This match was bad. It was pretty bad. They had a lot of charisma. Oddities. They did. You know, to say they had a good look is. I don't know what to say, 'cause, like, they were the anti-good luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this was mid their run.
That
makes sense.
I think they were only in there for like a couple of years, like 97 too.
Yeah, 97 to maybe 99.
Yeah. But there was very, very brief glimpses of okay spots, but at the end of the day, I didn't like this match. I do like the oddities. Jeff Jarrett, though, comes down to the ring, and I guess he wants to be a barber. Because he has clippers in hand, and he's ready to cut Luna's hair.
And it's already half gone anyway.
Yeah, he's already halfway there. That's when Giant Silva gets in the ring, saves Luna, and gives Cannonberry a chokeslam. Jeff Jarrett gets away. And, Giant Silva, I mean, he gets in the ring, gives a chokeslam, and he kind of reminds me of, like, the Great Khali kind of reminded me of him a little bit. They had kind of the same
100%.
Look. And
he was a Brazilian, no?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm
yes?
guessing.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Anyways, oddities really
Silva
good.
is a very Brazilian name.
Still, yeah, no, absolutely. Still, I am really bummed out. I did not get to hear the Insane Clown Posse as they came down to the ring. Next match, we are supposed to have Animal versus D'Lo Brown for the European Championship. And boy, oh boy, we get to talk about this stuff. Hawk and Animal, they are going through, or at least Hawk is going through his alcoholic phase and storyline. And I believe he was actually sober at the time. Yeah. When you see Dark Side of the Ring, they talk about it. And he comes to the ring to join Animal. And I thought he was joining him because Animal comes out by himself, walks down the ramp, and then you see Hawk come through the crowd. I'm like, okay. Maybe it was one of those situations where he said, Hawk, just let me do my thing, stay in the back. And Hawk was like, no, I want to be here for my friend. I'm drinking. I'm having a good time, buddy. But the idea was that Hawk thought it was a tag match. But he was still in his street clothes.
And he
wasn't that drunk.
On
yeah, he wasn't like that drunk. Come on.
No, he got more drunk after the splash.
Like, yeah, no, yeah. So I don't know. And this whole thing was it was cringeworthy then. It's cringeworthy now, looking back on it.
He's in no condition to wrestle.
Even D'Lo Brown walking down to the ring was like, what's going on? Like, although he does take full advantage of the situation, going after Animal, and Mark Henry comes down. They beat up on both the men. Draws comes down for the save in a chair, and that was that segment. We don't actually get the official match. It might have happened on Monday Night Raw the next night. I didn't look into that, but
yeah, I didn't either. But you catch Shane after everything happened, and Hawk was trying to sit up. He goes, look at him right there. He's in no condition to be here. He's totally wasted. He's gone. That's too over the top, guys.
Shane's really starting to bother me on commentary.
Yeah.
Just I can't wait till Shane Watch 2020 in 1998 is over. because boy, oh boy, he is. It's just like it's just one of those guys. You're just like, dude, shut up. It's almost Michael Cole, and it's a little better than Michael Cole. At least he's original Shane McMahon. And he's not.
And I think somebody was telling him, dude, every week, turn up the douche. You could be a bigger douchebag. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Yeah.
And then he just crosses the line that you're like, no.
He basically is only out there to, and I hate to say, they want to get a younger look, I feel like, for the show.
100%. Yeah.
They want this show to stand out. So they're like, Shane, you go out there, you will know how to talk to the kids of America.
Young it up.
Yeah, exactly. And he's 28 at the time, which like that's not that young. Like 28 is young, like in the whole grand scheme of life, it's young. But at the same time, you're not like 22. You know what I mean? You put a put a 22-year-old up there, like nowadays they'd be like TikTok, Minecraft. Well, I don't know what 22-year-olds do. Ping pong, into shot glasses. I don't know.
No,
I'm really grasping. I'm really grasping for what 22-year-olds do nowadays.
Yeah. Well, right now what they do is they break curfew and they break quarantine. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Stay tuned and watch more of our shows.
Stay home. Watch more City Wrestling Radio because we got so many shows all the time, and like we're so good. Like, I mean, we won third place in the best newcomer podcast of 2017 or 2018?
3 years ago, yeah.
It was 2017, yeah. Third best. So, you know what? That's pretty. As my boy in Curb Your Enthusiasm would say, was it Larry David? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Then we get a recap of Brawl for All in Fish Islands because it's the 90s. It's just, and you know what's funny about this recap? It's about 5 minutes long, and it's filled with about 300 punches. It's just cut to another punch, cut to another punch, cut to another, and it's all the different matches. And how many times did they show Steve Williams get knocked out? Dr. Death.
Dude, like 6.
Yeah. They showed like 6 times of him getting knocked out by Bart Gunn. So, because
Everything
the next
was
night.
repetitious. Everything was repetitious about that package.
Yeah.
Because the only like 6 matches have gone by anyway.
And it's really a bummer because the week before we had a Brawl for All recap with Kevin Kelly, which Kevin Kelly is like the breath of fresh air on any piece of WWE show in the 90s. Because nowadays you look at him and you just think New Japan. So now you get that, I get that psychosomatic effect happening where I'm like, oh, the New Japan commentator was in WWE, but I just think New Japan. So I'm like, it's like the Brawl for All.
Oh, yeah.
The Brawl for All is happening. And I'm just like, oh.
Brought to you by New Japan.
Exactly. Then we get the Headbangers versus Owen Hart and his dad, Dan Severn. No, not his dad. That's actually that's I shouldn't say that. Stu Hart.
Uncle Dan?
Yeah, Stu Hart is a great father.
Uncle Dan.
Yeah, Uncle Dan Severn, because he is dressed like an uncle in the 90s. Like he has that sweaty gray sweatshirt every week.
Mustache.
So we get the Headbangers, like I said, versus Owen Hart and Dan Severn. There you go. That's a good mustache. For some reason, Edge is watching from the crowd, and we get no mention of it again.
I don't understand that. You know, they just wanted to put it because the mainstays of this show are Draws and Edge.
Yes.
So you had
to
get
Jeff Jarrett, Southern Justice has been pretty prominent, and the Headbangers. The Headbangers have been pretty prominent.
But the Headbangers have been fodder for everybody else.
Yeah. Let's see. So we get a recap of the crappiest triple threat match ever from the week before, and they made it look a little bit better than the actual full match in the recap.
Well, all they did was show the finish.
Well, they didn't show the pics of Dan Severn just standing in the corner. Just, nah.
Oh, they skipped that altogether.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it going. Let's see. Owen Hart and Thrasher start the match. They go back and forth, and Thrasher, I totally forgot that the Headbangers were good.
Yeah,
like, they're pretty
they were
good.
stuck with a shitty gimmick.
Shitty, or was it just dated? You know, because I felt it was very dated.
It was because we're in the time of grunge, and they try to grunge them up, but they call them the headbangers, and headbangers was more 80s heavy
Oh,
metal-ish,
right, yeah. Yeah.
So they packaged them wrong. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see people like, whatever, they're poses, bro. Like, they don't even know. Like, they're not headbangers.
Yeah, because they had flannel shirts tied around their waist.
Yeah.
And they wore,
one of them had a Marilyn Manson t-shirt on. I think Mosh had a Marilyn Manson t-shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The match slows down a bit, though, when Mosh gets in the ring with Dan Severn. Owen Hart builds the blind tag. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Let me say that again. Owen Hart gets the blind tag and gets Thrasher with a spinning heel kick. Nice power slam to Owen by Mosh, though. Rear naked choke to Thrasher by Hart. Commentators putting over that Owen is being trained by Dan Severn for his match against Ken Shamrock in the Lion's Den, which is going to be happening next week on SummerSlam 98. And, he gets the submission victory over Thrasher. This was a really good match.
Yeah, it was.
I really liked
decent.
There was no.
I really miss Owen Hart, dude.
Yeah. I never gave Owen Hart the credit when I was a kid because I was an asshole kid, and I was just like, Nugget. You know what I mean? I was who wasn't chanting Nugget though, Adam?
Yeah.
I
No,
never.
and back then we were victims of the storylines. All this, we weren't smart. You know what I mean?
We were just marks without being smart marks.
Yeah. So, and Owen, he pulled off what he's supposed to, and we hated him for it.
Yeah, well, I go back and look at some of his matches. I'm like, holy crap! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, totally. And you know what else is dope about Owen Hart at this time is he's been known as the ultimate ribber.
Oh yeah.
And during like house shows, he'll like not sell or do some insane stuff to frustrate his opponents. This time, did you notice that every time he tagged out, he would like go out of his way just to catch some heat from the crowd?
Yeah.
Yeah, and every single time the crowd would turn to him and just like give him hell and really play into what he was doing, and the cameras turned away from him as soon as possible. They're like, "We're not showing this.
Get that off the air. Come on, that's not a house show."
Yeah,
but like I said, this match is really good. I actually give it a 7 out of 10 in my scale. And okay, I tried to have this conversation last night with Michael, and he doesn't agree, or the other night with Michael. He doesn't agree with me about how I think not every match can be judged on the same scale, in a sense where you can't judge a Dakota Kai match the same way you judge a Kenny Omega match because you expect more out of Kenny Omega. And that's just how I see it. Like, there are some things where you're like, okay, Dakota Kai did really good in that match. So for her, that's a 6 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. 100%. You can't paint wrestling with a broad stroke because every match has their,
just like every,
they have their end game.
Yeah. And just like every, how people are like, oh, wrestling is interpretive and there's no right or wrong way to do it as long as it's entertaining and you get to where you need to go. That's just my opinion. So you can't judge every match the same way.
Yeah, there was a time where, during this era, 98, you would judge a Sable match at that time. You know what I mean? You can't compare it to an Oscar match today.
My man finer. Yeah.
Exactly. When she was just
definitely
out there getting naked, you would just kind of go, oh God. But then when she started actually wrestling and putting on the boots and the pads and was Sable bombing people, you actually were believing it, and you were like, now this is a 4-star Sable match.
Yeah. And people are a lot of people out there will say, no, there is a 1 to 10 scale. And if there are certain things that you need to do, and every match is judged on the same scale, which is fair. I get it. And that's how I judge. And that's why I want to put that out.
You know what? At this point, you failed to be a smart mark. And you're just being a mark. I'm sorry.
Who, me?
If you're gonna be smart, no, I'm not saying you in particular. I'm saying if you're holding every single match to the same strictness and structure,
everyone has their. I say everyone has their own thing, but I'm just saying that's how I judge it. And I was
you can't judge an episode of Sunday Night Heat the same as you would judge Dominion. You can't.
Yeah.
They don't follow the same purpose. Yeah. You just can't.
Yeah. And if you have New Japan, and a lot of I completely agree. I completely agree. Let's move on, shall we?
Let's.
Then we get The Rock. He finally comes to the ring to cut his
Rudy Poo ass.
To cut his in-ring promo. And this isn't like full-blown Rock. Like, he's The Rock. Don't get me wrong. But he is, just like, The Rock is going to tell you jabronis that you guys suck. Like, because he is kind of like far away from the mic. He's talking a little monotoned. He's not the full, like, in-your-face Rock. He does say, though, that the fans in the arena are the biggest the largest gathering of trailer park trash he has ever seen in his life.
I laughed out loud.
Oh, well, I mean.
Like, I didn't LOL. I laughed out loud.
The Rock is out here to answer Triple H's challenge for SummerSlam. The Rock accepts. And
how does he accept?
Doesn't he just say, I accept?
He goes, you bet your pretty ass. And then he goes, I accept.
I accept.
He said Triple H had a pretty ass.
He says he'll hit Trips with the rock bottom, climb up to the ladder, and grab his title. And The Rock, like I said, he's still getting his feet wet with his promo skills. Good, not great at this point.
He has all his catchphrases in line. He's ready to go. It's just that he needs, that extra over the top.
But The Rock is about to be propelled into the main event scene in a couple of months, actually, because we were wrong. Last week we said it was Survivor Series 99. It's actually Survivor Series 98.
Oh.
Deadly Games. So we will be also, if we're still around as a podcast, we will be reviewing that. Which
I'm looking forward to.
We've made 3.5 years, so.
Yeah.
And then we have a match, Taka Michinoku with Yamaguchi-san and Mrs. Yamaguchi versus Scorpio. So Scorpio, also known as Scorpio Sky. Wait, not Scorpio Sky. Sorry, it was just Too Cold Scorpio, right?
Too Cold, yeah.
Yeah, Too Cold Scorpio. The Scorpio name, it's so like rare, and then like you mess up the names. Taka, though, he is wearing street clothes now because he is now a part of Kaientai, and this is when Kaientai were a bunch of ragtag punk rockers from the streets of Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
And
do we know why they're fighting? Like, was there ever a reason given?
Scorpio and Taka?
Yeah.
They were scheduled.
But it wasn't a cruiserweight match?
No. Well, this is the light heavyweight title that Taka held.
I thought they called it. Oh, it was light heavyweight. It wasn't called cruiserweight.
No, cruiserweight was WCW. And then,
right.
Then when they brought the title over, Vince was like, "I finally got the word. It's my word.
Mm-hmm.
They're cruising." So no, I don't think there was any reason. I think rhyme or reason. I think it was just they were scheduled to have a match and for the finish. Springboard Asai moonsault to Scorpio on the outside. Hard powerbomb to Taka Michinoku. Super kick to Taka. We have an attitude adjustment to Taka. Moonsault to Taka. But Mrs. Yamaguchi, she distracts the ref because if you don't remember, Mrs. Yamaguchi is Taka's storyline kayfabe sister.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio is arguing with both of the Yamaguchis, and that's when Taka gave Scorpio...
Wait. Whoa. Pump the brakes. Did you notice that Scorpio caressed her cheek ever so gently?
Did he?
When he walked back in the ring? Yeah.
I
was like, what's going on? Wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't notice that. It's a little weird. WWE at the time, I guess it's probably the lowest level of offenses. I guess you see them done to women,
Step aside, China doll. I got work to do. My little geisha.
Yeah, that was just like, all right, Scorpio, like.
And I'm the face.
Well, Scorpio was a great wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
And so was Taka Michinoku. These are probably two of the best. A lot of the people in WWF at the time were really, really good.
Some of his best work was in ECW, no?
And no, I agree. Scorpio, sorry. Like I said, he is arguing with the Yamaguchis. Taka gave Scorpio a dropkick and then a Michinoku driver, pin and win. This is a great match. Another 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, this is great for the show.
Yeah.
Not for, greatest WrestleManias ever.
Oh, no.
For this show, this is a great, great match.
Yeah, it got to the end, and they especially with the Asai moonsault, and all the spots they hit off, and there were absolutely zero blown spots. There were zero moments where I was like, "Ooh, that looked bad."
And the driver looked really good.
Yeah. Then we get the end of the match. Out comes Val fucking Venus.
And every time he comes out,
I remind you,
mouth.
I remind you, he's supposed to be the face here. Val Venus is supposed to be the face.
You're right.
Taka is supposed to be the heel. Yamaguchi is supposed to be the heel. And anyways,
and every time Val opens his mouth, it's cringe.
Yeah,
cringe.
Oh yeah,
like it's not even clever.
Val says, tomorrow night the big Valvoski will be speaking softly and carrying a big stick and ready to unload on you, Taka.
And I don't mind it, the dick euphemisms. That's fine. Yeah. But when he tells Taka, I just read your fortune cookie. 1998, ladies and gentlemen.
We really were in a bubble in San Francisco in 98. Then we finally got the payoff to 3 or 4 weeks ago. Mario Lopez.
He's back.
He's back. Well, he's on the set of Pacific Blue.
Yes,
and he's recounting his events from Sunday Night Heat, episode 1, when Val Venus, again the face, comes out to not sexually assault a woman, but he doesn't take no for an answer. He comes out, and I forgot her name, but he was trying to wiggle in front of the co-star, and Mario was like, hey, can I get a handshake? And Val was like, buzz off, nerd.
Get out of the way.
Yeah. You're Mario Lopez. You're never going to be a big star. And that's when Mario Lopez gave him the leg takedown and was taken away. And so in this interview, he goes, yeah, no, so it happened, and I didn't know what was going on, and I jumped over, and I just, lucky the refs got there when they did, because it was going to be, it probably was going to be a bad thing for Val Venus. And that's when it cuts to Shane on commentary table. He's like, yeah, that's bullshit. He's just like, yeah, no, no, you would have gotten your ass kicked. Sorry, Mario Lopez.
Yeah. So this 100% guarantees that he's going to be at SummerSlam, right?
He should be at SummerSlam, but like I said, Val Venus is supposed to be the face.
Yes. Good guy.
Yeah. Good guy.
Baby face.
Yeah. So the porn star is supposed to be the baby face.
The one who makes dick jokes every week.
Yeah. Then we get a recap. Stone Cold telling Taker and Vince. He says, is that Kane or is that Taker? I don't know. What is going on with Undertaker? I understand that they're trying to be like, is that Kane? Is that Undertaker? Yeah. I don't know. But it's this stupid fucking, this storyline of him, if they don't know if that's Kane or Taker, it's dumb. It's dumb. Yeah. Once or twice, it would have been smart, but they have it going on and on and on. And for Taker, Taker comes out and he's hiding his face. Then he reveals his face and he's wearing Kane's mask. And you're like, and JR is just like, well, is that Kane? Is that, and the King's like, no, you could see Taker's tattoos. I'm looking at Undertaker's tattoos. Yeah. They're like, well, Kane could have, but he doesn't. He doesn't. You've seen his arm. So they're going to have one of the best, probably WWF title matches ever coming up.
Well, this was segment of the night for me.
Oh, you think? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the segment. Because it actually, brought me up to date with what's going on with the whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
How everything acted out. Then the surprise at the in the hearse. That was cool.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Like I said, this is leading up. We are on the highway to hell, as, AC/DC would say. And it's funny because Vince is just like the biggest AC/DC mark ever.
Yeah.
It's shown then. It's shown now. Like the SmackDown theme song, the highway.
Are you ready?
Yeah, the Highway to Hell for SummerSlam '98.
For a good time?
So, and then we get our main event of the evening.
What should have been match of the night?
Yeah, and it was a match. So Jeff Jarrett versus Draws. The bell rings. I felt like I don't know. I'm reading my notes wrong. Hold on. So Jarrett goes right after Draws with a series of stomps. The 2-man exchange strikes, and then X-Pac comes in the ring and attacks Jeff Jarrett. That's it. There was nothing to this match. There was buffoonery. It actually did nothing for me, and I can't say it sucked. I can't say. I mean, it was a crappy finish, but it was Heat. And how many of these matches in the history of Heat now have we had DQ finishes? I think we're at a probably 75% percentile of DQ
I'm thinking
finishes.
80, dude.
Yeah, and most of them are DQs. We get about 3 to 4 matches a night. How many of them? I can think of.
There's
Mankind,
one clean finish tonight.
Mankind versus Undertaker. That never happened.
No.
Was it Animal versus D'Lo Brown? Never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Vader's had 2 DQs finishes within the span of 4 weeks. So I mean, Sunday Night Heat, the land of disqualifications.
Well, remember around this time it was full, and WCW was notorious for this. It was run-in central.
Yeah.
Run-in and DQ like all the time. Yeah. There were never any clean finishes until pay-per-view time. So
yeah, and they brawl, and X-Pac cuts a little bit of Jeff Jarrett's hair.
And conveniently in the back of his neck where no one could see it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to get you, Jeff Jarrett. Ooh, you have that long hair. I'm going to buzz a little bit off, like right underward, so you can just like put your hair over it and kind of let it hang over. It'll look fine. Don't worry about it.
And notice Draws doesn't care that X-Pac ran in and ruined his match against Jeff Jarrett. He lost.
Well, yeah. That is, yeah.
And
I was gonna try to play devil's advocate, but I can't.
And they double teamed the heel. Oh, wait, what?
Well, earlier in the night he was trying to shave a woman's head, and and it was Luna Vachon, a legend, former woman to accompany Honky Tonk Man down to the ring one time. So I don't know. I'm just rambling now. But that was Sunday Night Heat.
That was Heat, ladies and gentlemen. How'd you enjoy it?
Yeah, tell us what you thought of the show.
Dude, it was fun. It's
a lot of good wrestling on the show. A lot of good wrestling. I will say that.
A lot of good moments.
Yeah.
We're getting a Rock training to be, the most electrifying blah 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 blah.
We're about 2 months away from his title win. From his first major title win. Like he's the Intercontinental Champion right now, but I feel like that change is coming up soon. I don't know.
We get the Stone Cold River incident soon, right? Where they chuck the IC title into the river?
No, I think that's already happened. No, really? That's happened because Austin is champ.
Yeah, you're right.
Austin is champ, so that's years ago.
And he doesn't backtrack in titles.
No. God no. That's something that they held on very close back in the day. And I know a lot of people say, well, your secondary title should rival your main title. I don't think it should. I think it should be the stepping stone to the main title. It should be your Commander Riker to your Luke Picard. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be this, 1A, 1B type thing. Then have 2 main titles. Then have a Universal title and a WWE title. But no, This is the WWE title, which is being held right now by Stone Cold. And you could say the Intercontinental title is pretty prestigious at this point because it is about to go in a ladder match versus The Rock and Triple H at SummerSlam 98. So, I don't know. I've been trying to avoid anything that reminded me of SummerSlam 98 because I'm sure I watched it live, but I just can't think straight up exactly all the matches and everything like that. So I'm trying to avoid everything about it. But yeah. Our next Retro Heat show is going to be next week. Like I said, we will be reviewing SummerSlam 1998 and the Sunday Night Heat show pre-show, which I'm sure is just going to be like Austin walking into the arena, and I'm sure it'll be like the Oddities versus Kai and Tai or something like that. So guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out, like I said, our YouTube page if you're listening to this. The podcast version, go check out the YouTube page because we posted a bunch of new shows. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go check out all the podcast pages. Like I said, all our shows from this weekend, SummerSlam 2020, the B Show, Takeover 30. I mean, there's just so many shows that are happening this weekend.
Dynamite Saturday night.
So that'll be on a special edition of the B Show Saturday night. And I think Payback's next week, but we'll talk about that at another time. Guys,
Payback's so soon.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at CWR4 and 5, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.